start with a brief warm-up, or maybe it will be a little longer. This is an opportunity to really feel your body. We're taking this chance to find groundedness in our movements and in our beings as we're here on our mat. So maybe we could take that groundedness into our lives as we go outside and do our day-to-day activities. You might see my dog Bentley here from time to time. He's the true yogi of the household. He does a lot of sighing.
Sure.
But yes, I think you'll take a lot from this practice. But how it's broken down is we'll do a little warm up here. We will go into a couple of sun salutations to get our bodies nice and hot and ready for the heat of the prep poses and the peak of our practice. And there's nothing to worry about when I say heat. It's just, that means your body's moving, it means you're awake and alive, and that's what we call in the yogi world, we call it prana, the heat. And the breath will carry us through, and I will be glad to guide you through it. But remember, if you feel any sort of pain or discomfort, it's always welcome to take a step back, because your body is your body. I will not truly understand what your body and being in your position is like, but always know that your health and safety and comfort comes first. So listen to your body as we go forward, follow the breath, be honest and true to who you are, and we'll get started. Okay, we'll start by taking a couple deep breaths. Find a comfortable seat. You might be in the position where I am. You might have your feet underneath your hips and like so. And feel welcome to have a pillow, a blanket, block supporting your hips as we get started. We're all in a different place in our practice, and so do what helps you grow the most in your practice today. Okay, let's go. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth, cleansing breath out. Another breath in through the nose. Long breath out the mouth. Empty, empty, empty. Breathe in through the nose once more. This time, exhale through the nose. Awesome. One more deep breath in through the nose. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, audible breath through the nose. That's what we call a Ujjayi breath, making that audible, raspy sound through our throats as we exhale through our nose. It kind of helps control the breathing aspect of our practice. It kind of slows our, well, it slows everything down a little bit. It takes that step back. Okay, we're gonna start with some neck rolls. We breathe in, and as we exhale, we drop our head nice and slow. You can start rotating by following your nose as a guide into a circular shape. We inhale as we move up. Exhale as we go downward. Really connecting to your neck, but not allowing any crushing to happen in your neck. So we follow the breath as we go. And everyone's might look a little different. Some might have small circles, some might have bigger circles. Depends on where you are. And even day by day it might look a little different. And if you haven't already, turn your head in the opposite direction. Following your breath in as you reach your nose up and out as you lower your head down. catch in one place in our neck if you want to kind of nurture that area. That's awesome. And as we meet at the bottom with our heads or foreheads reaching down to the bottom, pouring our cups out so we can feel it again. We slowly inhale and bring our heads back up above our hearts. Take a deep breath in, raise your shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down and back. Do a couple more. Shoulders forward and up. Reach towards your ears. Exhale, down and back. And again, reach, shoulders up. And exhale, down and back. Let's do some opposite now. We're going to reach our shoulders up from the back and forward. And exhale, down and back. Reach our shoulders around, up and forward. And down and back. As we exhale. Once more. Up towards the ears from behind. And down and forward. Awesome. So next we're going to do some seated twists. And this is about to be where I incorporate the story aspect of our practice today, which will lead to our Virabhadrasana, our warrior poses. It's going to be the story of the warrior, the hero. So we're going to first start with a twist, and then I'll start giving you little details. Now this is only a part of the story I'll be telling today, as this is going to be broken up on the 4 weeks that we're practicing, but I will be glad to elaborate onward as we go. So first, breathe in, reach your hands forward and up, and exhale, let it float it down. Nice and slow. Now breathe in, reach up. Exhale, we're going to twist to the left, bring your right palm to your left knee and your right palm behind you. And do a little twist. Keep your head over your heart, heart over your pelvis. Keep that alignment. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, bring your navel to your spine as you twist a little deeper, look past your shoulder. If you're not quite here, just allow yourself to follow your breath. You might have your hand a little forward over here. But if it's back here and you want to get a little extra twist, try to look past your shoulder. Inhale, up, lift and lengthen on the spine. Keep that inner alignment in mind. And twist, exhale. Once more, breathe in, lift and lengthen. And exhale, walk your fingers back and you're back to center. Awesome. Now we're doing the other side. Inhale, reach forward and up. And exhale, twist to the right. Left palm to right knee, right hand behind you, and twist. Nice and gently. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, twist a little further. Navel to the spine. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. If you can, look through past your shoulder. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift once more, and then exhale, walk your hands back to center. So this begins our story of Virabhadrasana. It starts with a great priest named Daksha. He was performing a sacrificial ritual and had neglected to invite his daughter Sati and her husband Shiva along for the event. But this is where we're going to start doing some invitations. So what we do is we inhale, reach up, exhale, drop the left hand, and we bring our arm up and over. Hey, come on over. Inhale, spiral your heart up, keep the pose, and your arm might be closer to you, but if you can get your elbow all the way over, all the way down to the ground for more stretch, go on ahead. But it's important to keep your glutes glued to the mat. Reach up and over, inhale, and exhale, press yourself back up. Now we're going to do invite to the left. So inhale, reach up. Drop your right hand. Exhale, up and over. Come on over. Come on over, baby. Inhale, reach a little further. Spiral that heart up. Exhale. Back to center. Awesome. But he neglected to invite his daughter Sati and her husband. Stay tuned. In our next warm-up, we will go meet in our tabletop positions. So this is very important. We want to create a strong foundation. By doing so, spread your fingertips evenly apart like a starfish. Bring your wrists directly under your shoulders and your knees directly underneath your hips. We're going to begin with a cat-cow pose. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the crown of your head towards the sky as long, and bring your hips up as well. Exhale, we're going to round it through. Crown of the head reaches towards the mat. You press away from your mat with your palms and fingers, and your back arches like a cat. Inhale, drop the belly. Crown of your head and your hips up towards the sky. Exhale, round it through. Cat pose. Once again, inhale, drop the belly, breathe in deep. Crown of the head and the hips go towards the sky, and maybe bump your hips to the left and look to the right. And then bump your hips to the right and look to the left. And exhale, we're going to do the same with the cat pose. Arch that spine, press away from the mat. Bump your hips to the left, look to the right. And bump your hips to the right, look to the left. And now we're back in neutral spine. So we're going to do another little twist here. Bring your toes together, knees as wide as the mat. And we're going to take our right hand and place it into the center. Nice and wide fingers. Press into your knuckles and your fingers evenly. Draw and trace your right arm with your left like you're drawing a bow and arrow. And reach into the sky. Breathe in. Wiggle those fingers. Get those nice and loose. And we're going to thread a needle. Exhale. Bring your hand in under your left. Your left hand in under your right arm and reach through. Ear meets the mat as well as the shoulder. Get a nice neck and shoulder stretch here. Breathe. Just nice, comfortably deep breaths through the navel. It's really important to breathe through your belly here whenever you're doing any sort of twists. If this is not enough for you, you can reach your right arm up for a little extra stretch. Breathe one more deep breath in through the belly. Long breath out, and bring your right palm back to center. Press into the right palm. Inhale, reach back up to the sky. Spiral that heart out, and then allow your left hand to be placed instead of your right. Press into your foundation of your hand, all the knuckles and the fingertips. Trace a line up your arm and chest like you're drawing a bow and arrow. Reach to the sky with your heart, spiral out. Inhale deeply. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring your right arm underneath your left arm and allow your shoulder and your ear to meet your mat. Now you can keep your hand where it was planted, or if you want a little extra stretch, you can reach onward. Breathe deep. Breathe once more. Deep breath in through the belly. through your nose. Long breath out through the nose. Bring your hand back to center. Your left hand back to center in front of your face. Press into that hand to unravel and reach up into the sky once more. And exhale, hand back. Now both hands are here. With your knees apart, we are going to walk our hips back to meet our heels. So we're kind of sitting on our heels here. You might want to have a block or a blanket in between, but we're just going to do a extended child's pose before we really get into it, to really find our breath and our groundedness. So walk from where your hips are, allow them to relax onto your back to your heels, and walk your hands nice and slowly forward. Really take your time here and allow your heart to melt down towards the mat. Maybe your forehead meets the mat, maybe it doesn't. But we're going to take 3 nice deep breaths here at your own pace. Breathe in through the belly and the back body. Allowing your breath to fill you up and feel that stretch in the back body. And let it go. We got to find our foundation here, our groundedness, to really set the foundation for greatness and growth. Breathe in deep. And exhale. Empty, empty, empty. Breathe in, big breath. And exhale. Awesome. Okay, to get out of this pose, you can bring your hands slightly towards you and bring the front of your body up and forward. We're going to get back into our original tabletop positions here, and then we're going to meet in down dog for our sun salutations. Alrighty, so bring your toes underneath your feet, and we're going to peel our hips and meet them up towards the sky. Allow your arms to reach past your ears, or your ears to be right next to where your arms are. And each downward dog might look different. Your feet, your heels may touch the mat, they might not, but give your dog a little walk to wake up those hamstrings. And if you're feeling a lot of pressure in your wrist, press in with your fingertips and your knuckles. So take away some of that extra stress right there. It's redistributing. Take another breath here. Awesome. Look up in between the middle of your hands and step forward. And then inhale, we're going to nice and slowly do a halfway lift. Find a nice long spine, long beautiful neck. Crown reaches out and before you. You're looking straight at the ground. Your knees can slightly bend if that's more comfortable for you. Try not to lock it into place. Exhale, fold. Really just feel the weight on your heels specifically. You want to allow that to be your anchor. Imagine in your mind as you hang forward for a few moments, your heels being connected to an anchor that is centered at the middle of the earth. And it's just pulling you, keeping you grounded. Maybe in your pose here, you can nod a little yes. Shake your head loose a little bit. Maybe shake it no. If you want to grab your elbows and give yourself a swing side to side, really focusing on that groundedness of your feet, from the heels to that area underneath your big toe and your pinky toe. That's going to be your foundation for your feet. All right. Inhale, halfway lift once more. Exhale, fold. And starting from the tailbone, we're going to ground. We got to reach our tailbone kind of towards the mat first, and then slowly trace our legs up with our fingertips. Bring our pelvis forward, and from the bottom up, vertebra by vertebra, we will meet in standing. Mountain pose. Arms to your side, opening forward, facing forward. Our pelvic floor is showing strength here, imagining that lifting up, and then a slight lift to our heart. Inhale, reach up, and take your right hand, reach hold of your left wrist, and exhale, pull to the right. Keeping your tailbone reaching down towards your mat. Inhale, reach up, and grab your right wrist with your left hand and reach to the left. Inhale, reach up. Swan dive down. We crease from the hips. Nice and slow. Exhale, forward fold. Nice and easy, slowly, halfway lift, inhale. You want to have your palms either on your thighs or on your or on your shins, excuse me. And exhale, fold. Place and plant your palms. Step it back to plank pose. Lower slowly all the way down. Belly to the mat. Bring your hands to your ribs. Bring your elbows close to your body. Press into your foundation, tops of your feet, your pelvis, and your hands. Elbows pulling back. Crown reaches up. Cobra. Inhale. Exhale. Release. And we're going to press up into all fours. And then we're going to meet once more into downward facing dog. Inhale, down dog. Exhale. Now we're going to inhale, sweep our right leg up towards the sky and rotate our ankle to the right. Nice and slowly. And anchor down through your left heel. And then rotate your right ankle the other way. If you want a little extra stretch, you can stack your hips over the other and do a little knee circle. One way. And then when you go the other way. When you look up, bring your knee to your chest. Exhale, put your foot down. Awesome. So, this is where we really found our foundation, but we inhale, look up. Exhale. We inhale, reach our hands forward and up. We rotate our back heel 45 degrees to have our back toes pointing on the top left point of our mat. So not 90 degrees. Your front toes are facing the front short edge. Your back toes are facing the front left corner. And then have your arms up like two swords. So you're shining up towards the sky. Palms facing each other, hips square, knee over front ankle. Exhale, paint a wall down. Bring your back foot to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. And exhale, we're going to keep our hands here, but drop our hips down a little bit, down and back a little bit. Keep your arms by your ears. And now I'm going to turn for review. Now we're not going to arch our back, we got to keep our tailbone facing down. And our focus is to have our heels take the weight. So focus your weight all into those heels as you lower in this chair pose. Breathe, breathe deep. Just another second. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold once more. Plant the palms, step your feet back. Now you can chaturanga to upward facing dog or lower to cobra. Inhale for cobra, exhale, meet in all fours, or we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Just bring your toes under, hips up towards the sky. We'll do the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Rotate one way. Or if you want to bring your hips back and rotate your whole leg or your knees in circles while anchoring your right ankle down. Now the other way, if you aren't going already, it's a little mental yoga there. Remember to breathe. Exhale, bring your knee to your heart, look up. Foot in between your hands. Inhale, look up, facing forward. Exhale, down. Really find your foundation. You can step up a little bit on your back foot. And inhale, reach arms forward and up to warrior one. Now remember, have your back foot facing the top right part of your yoga mat and your left foot facing the front short edge. Hips are squared. They want to be square right here. And if you want to keep yourself balanced by keeping your arms here, that is perfectly fine. But I'm going to keep my arms up for the sake of practice. Exhale, paint a wall down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring your back foot up to meet the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Your version. You can even bring your arms all the way down and lift up your back to the back. Exhale, fold. Bringing strength to those back muscles. Ground down here through the tailbone. Trace the line up your front body. Reach up towards the sky. Wiggle those fingers and maybe do a little back bend, just a little one. And exhale, drop those hips down towards the floor, chair pose. Down and back, down and back. Your front torso might lean forward a little bit. And breathe, breathe deep. Keep a nice focus on the longevity of your spine. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Once more. Exhale, fold. And bring your left foot back and your right foot forward. Chaturanga to up dog, where you go 90 degrees on your arms and press up, or lower all the way down to cobra, and we'll meet downward dog. And from upward facing dog, you just go straight down to down dog. Awesome. Now, take a couple deep breaths here. Let's do 3 deep breaths at this position. Now, if you're newer to yoga, you'd be surprised to know this is actually a resting pose. So this is a great place to pause, to reset, walk your dog if you want to. or find a little stillness. All right, now we're going to bend the knees. We're going to get a little extra rest because that was a heated warm up there. And we're going to do a standard child's pose, legs together. Walk your hips back to your hips back to your heels. Lower your head down to the mat. Wrap your arms around. Do a couple of deep breaths at your pace in child's pose. Recollect. Before we reach up into the sky and open wide, we're going to return back to our roots for just a second here. Now it's important to recall while we were talking about our story that Daksha, the priest, neglected to invite his own daughter. Hence, we are here in child's pose. One more deep breath, fill your back body up. Nice and full, find expansion. And exhale, let it go. Press up, we're meeting all fours. Let's party. We're going to start in downward dog, toes under, hips up into the sky. Inhale, reach our right foot up. Exhale, bring your knee to chest, look up, and bring your right foot in between your hands. Drop that right foot, reach your hands forward, up and back, warrior one. Breathe here. Find your footing, make sure you're nice and have a solid foundation. And as we exhale, we're going to open up our arms into warrior two. Now it's important to keep your head over heart, your heart over your pelvis. And look beyond your pointer finger. And we're all in different places, remember that. So if this is not natural for you, you can take a little step back, maybe bring your foot up a little bit to give yourself a little more room, but don't let your knee go past your ankle, your front knee. Keep it right above where your ankle is. Inhale, reach forward, flip the palm, drop your back hand down to your leg, and reach up and back. Peaceful warrior. Breathe here. Look up into your arm or up your hand. Remember, keep that front lunge into your front leg. And we cartwheel up and over back into our lunge. We're going to stay in our lunge. Bring your back foot back to a lunge position. Drop your left hand, ground it, and reach up like a bow and arrow with the right side. Wiggle those fingers. Really find some opposition in your leg versus your torso. Kind of press into one another as you breathe. Really spiral your heart up and out. And drop the hand. We're going to do a little bit something funky here. Take your right hand into the inner left part of your foot, and keep your foundation. Draw a bow and arrow up the other way. Reach up. And use that opposition, as I mentioned before. Keep your arm and leg pressed against one another to keep that balance. As well, keep your inner thighs squeezing in towards the center line. Exhale, back to center. And look up, inhale. Plant the hands, bring your foot back. Chaturanga, the upward facing dog, or lower to cobra. We will meet in downward facing dog. Awesome work. We're going to inhale, drop our right ankle, lift our left towards the sky. Exhale, bring our knees to heart. Look up, bring our foot up. Bring our back foot up just a little ways. Plant that back heel. Find your foundation, swing, and as you inhale, bring your arms forward, up, and back. Warrior one. Oh. Warrior hungry. There will be food at the end of each class. Anyways, breathe here for just a couple breaths. Really find your groundedness. Make sure your back toes are focused on the top right corner and your left toes are facing the front short edge of your mats. Hips square, knee above ankle. Mindfulness is a powerful practice that will carry you many a mile in the future, in and out of your day, in and out of your mat, on and off your mat, excuse me. As we reach up, exhale, rotate out, warrior two. Look beyond that pointed finger, keep your head above your heart, heart over your pelvis. And remember, be mindful of that knee, front knee. And not everyone's going to look perfect, trust me. Trust me, just trust me. Inhale, reach forward, flip that palm, drop your right hand to your leg, forward, up, and back. Peaceful warrior. And exhale, rotate, cartwheel it down. Rotate that back foot back parallel to the left. Plant your right palm and like a bow and arrow, reach up towards the sky. And exhale. Bring your left palm to the right side of your foot, and with a little opposition to carry you, you pull that bow and arrow the opposite direction. And exhale. Bring it back down. This time, we're going to, you can either step your foot back up to the front or just hop all the way up to the front. So this time, we breathe halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And this time, instead of reaching all the way up, we're going to reach up halfway with our arms extended and drop our hips. And hey, look, we're in chair pose. Hey. If you haven't already, bring your toes as close as they can be together. Inhale, reach up, and we're at the top. Inhale, do a little back bend, and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up once more. Exhale, we're going to go back, find ourselves in the chair again. We're going to do a little twist, hands to heart, and from here, it's where it gets tricky, pay attention. We're going to take our right elbow, bring it to meet our left knee on the left-hand side, and bring our heart to meet our thumbs. Look up, breathe. Hips nice and down towards the ground. Really use your foundation as we spoke about. Squeeze into the midline with your legs. Continue to breathe. This is the heat that we're talking about, the tapas. Breathing through that heat will help you so much. Exhale back to center. Keep ourselves centered. Squeezing those legs in together. Other side. Inhale. Hook your left elbow to your right knee. Just a little to the side. And look up. Continue to breathe here through the navel. Nice long breaths. Remember, the Ujjayi breath, nice long sound through the nose as you exhale. Awesome. Inhale back to center. And release. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And plant your palms. Go all the way back. Lower down to do your belly, and we'll do one cobra pose to go. Inhale in cobra. Exhale, release. And we're going to meet one final time in the downward facing dog. It's our last downward facing dog. You got this. Look, toes underneath your heels, press up, and walk, step or walk or hop, walk or hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, here's where the fun begins, y'all. Well, actually, the fun's already begun. Here's where we go into our peak pose of this practice, tree pose. So bring your heels together, your feet together, really together. Zip up to the best of your abilities through your legs. You might, some might not touch all the way, but you want to have the zipping sensation like they're really together all the way up through your legs. And from here, we're going to, you can use your hands on your hips to make sure your hips are squared, but we'll start with the right side. Find a point in front of you to focus on and lift your right heel, just your right heel. Keep your foot in the front of your front side of your foot planted here. From here, you want to bring your front side of the foot back and rotate it so your heel kind of meets the part of your leg right here. And remember, keep your hips nice and level here. Now, feel welcome to stay here. This might be the growth of your practice. This might be your tree. But if you are wanting to go a little further, now you could bring your heel up to your calf, and you might be here. Remember, keep that fixation on a point in front of you. And if you want to go even a little further, bring your foot on up to your thigh. But fair warning, take your time and breathe here for a second if you haven't already. Do what you want with your arms. You can have a goal pose, your hands to your heart. You can have them wave around. Breathe with your foundation, like the anchor is holding you from your heels. And 1, 2, 3, release nice and slow to your mat. Other side, but first let's shake that out, shake off one side, and get ready for the other. All right, feet really together, legs really together, hips nice and square. With your foundation, that anchor, we're going to first start by lifting only our heel, our left heel, rotate our leg out. And if you want to keep it here, that's awesome. If not, if you want to go a little further, bring it up the leg. It can be right here, or If you want it to be up here, use that opposition. Bentley, everybody. But find that fixation point once more as we go forward. And we will continue to be human as we go forward. So I'm going to have my hands on my heart. Again, you can reach your hands up towards the sky. Are you okay, Bentley? He's fine. Or you can reach your hands out. You can be a hugging tree.
A falling tree.
Or you can have you can rub your belly and pat your head, but that's only after a while of practice. But for now, keep not focused. Inhale, breathe. Keep your hips nice and even and square. And Bentley wants to climb trees today. Bless his heart. And drop your leg. Awesome. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it off. Okay. We're going to reach up once more from where we are and fold. Walk yourself down to your belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Press up to your knees. Now we're going to do we're going to do a pigeon. So from your hands and knees, lift your right leg up behind you. If you're not able to see, it's going to look like this. And then bring your leg up and lay it parallel to the short edge of your mat. And you bring your leg back and try not to kick your neighbor. But I'm going to, from here, bring my leg back. Left leg back. And we are going to relax here and get a little stretch in our hips. So, of Sati, the daughter of the priest. She was so sad that she was not invited to the sacrificial pyre, and she was just devastated because she was a huge part of his life. She got so sad and so mournful, she threw herself into the fire. And we are in this pose to represent the mourning of her father, Daksha, during this time. So if you have your arms in prayer, and you can walk your elbows forward for a little extra stretch. Breathe here. Keep your leg now. And also, if you want to have a block below your hip right here to support you, it's a great opportunity. And it doesn't have to look perfect. Just for a few moments. What time?
6:03.
Just about done. 2 more breaths here. All right. Put your left toes under to lift up. Press into your palms and unwind that left leg. And bring yourself back to tabletop. Now, bring your left leg, you bring it up, and then you bring it in through and under, and walk your back leg back. Keep your leg parallel to the front facing, or the front edge of the mat, but if it's not perfectly parallel, that's fine. It's your practice, your pose, so I want you to be comfortable. And if you want to have a pillow to lay on here, that's perfectly suitable and welcome. I'm going to go into prayer position. Put my hands like this, kind of like a shark fin. And breathe here. We breathe into that hip. Keep Keep them hips square. Awesome. Okay, so press up into your palms once more. Lift up with your back toes and then bring your left foot back. So we're going to kind of we're from tabletop, we're going to cross our legs and then walk ourselves back over. We're going to do a little windshield wiper. So bring your hips forward, feet to the widest part of your mat, and shift back and forth. That should feel really good on the hips. And for some reason, it's clearing my sinuses, but I'll look into that later. Awesome. From here, you're sitting up straight. You give yourself a hug. Nice big hug. He loved his daughter. He really did. But you know what? This practice is about you too. So love yourself today. Love your dog too. So, not necessarily in a hugging position, but hold on to your legs and roll back. Then we're going to meet on our backs with our feet kind of placed flat on our mats. We're going into bridge pose. Now to get into this pose, bring your heels as close as you can to your hips. So up towards your bottom. Legs together. Press your palms into the mat and slowly bring your hips up. It's nice and slow. Imagine your tailbones reaching towards your kneecaps. Shimmy your shoulders together and maybe link your fingers together and press the outer edges of your fingers into your mat. Breathe here through your belly. Bridge pose, exhale. Breathe here. Exhale, release your hands. Once more. Inhale, press into your mat with your hands. Hips reaches up towards the sky. Shimmy your shoulders inward. Link the hands if that's accessible to you. If not, keep pressing into your mat. And exhale, release. Give yourself another big hug. Spinal, the base of your spine, your tailbone lengthens down to the bottom of your mat. Now, we're going to take our right hand, and grab onto the inner arch of your right foot. Same with the left. Now you're over here. We're about to go into happy baby, so kick your right foot up into the sky, keeping your tailbone lengthening down towards the bottom of your mat. And give yourself a little hamstring stretch. Keep your toes nice and active. Exhale and inhale to the other side. Should feel really good in those hamstrings. And you could either just alternate at your leisure, or you could go both. Or if you want to take your hand and go to the outer arch of your feet and do the same for a little extra stretch. Keep your shoulders nice and glued to the ground. And breathe deep. nice and slowly release your legs to the floor. Let your feet spill out from your mat. Find a nice comfortable position. You may want to grab a pillow or a blanket here and get nice and comfortable for Shavasana, corpse pose. Yes, my friends, at the end of the story, Sati dies, but that just means the death of this practice for the day. But you know, this isn't just corpse pose, it's also known as several other things, so if you don't want to think of it as so morbid, I totally get it. So I'm going to take this little pillow, excuse me Bentley, I'm sorry, and relax. Allow your palms to open towards the sky, your head to be nice and comfortable. Release the tension from your brow. Breathe deep, and one more deep breath, the deepest breath you've breathed all day. And let it all go. Close your eyes and allow yourself to really feel the mat rising to meet you. The earth is here rising to support you. Feel that foundation, feel that strength of the world behind you, supporting you. Just breathe normally here and relax. We'll stay here for a couple of minutes as we conclude our practice. Bringing your awareness back to the space, wiggling your fingers and toes. On your next inhale, roll yourself over to your favorite side. Maybe your arm is used as a pillow for a second. And slowly lift yourself up to seated. Awesome, my friends. Thank you for joining us on this practice today. We're absolutely delighted that you come to join us today. We conclude our practice with with a word that we use in yoga to say, Lord, the light in me sees, values, appreciates, and acknowledges the light in you. And to this we conclude, we say, and as we bow to our hands, Namaste. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad you're here. I hope this carries you in many ways off your mat, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.